Greetings and salutations, my lovely little bitelings. My name is Wiggy, and today I'll be going over the top anime-inspired MMORPGs. Before we continue, do note that my list is in no specific order, so the last MMORPG listed on my list isn't the best anime-inspired MMORPG. Also, a quick question, what do you believe is the best anime-inspired MMORPG ever released? And why do you think that? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Soulworkers is an action MMORPG, yet to grace our western shores, much to our dismay. Nevertheless, with a fully functioning English patch available and a small VPN workaround, Soulworker is completely playable in, well, mostly acceptable English. It's passable. I mean, you can play it and understand it. The combat in Soulworker is probably one of the best parts of the MMORPG for me, as I have played MMORPGs like Black Desert, Blade and Soul, Terra, and Phantasy Star Online 2, and in my honest opinion, Soulworker absolutely nails it as my favorite combat system in an MMORPG. Graphically, Soulworker is a very anime-inspired MMORPG. I mean, it's probably the most anime MMORPG out there you can find, and it's beyond gorgeous. I can't even imagine how an open-world MMORPG would look like if it took inspiration from Soulworker's graphical style. Mabinogi is a very old anime MMORPG. It's one of the most unique MMORPGs out there, featuring a huge open world that you can tackle in literally any form and fashion you deem you want to. You can tackle it in various jobs and professions, you can explore, you can grind. Mabinogi really has an amazing variety of things to do in it that surprisingly, no other MMORPG really utilizes. Mabinogi has aged quite a bit since its initial release, however, that doesn't change the fact that the game still holds up well enough to be playable. Graphically, it could definitely use an update, but in reality, people seem to have enjoyed it all these years as it is, so it may end up hurting it in the long run. The combat in Mabinogi is a little slow at the beginning, but as you continue through the game, it really picks up, making for some decent combat in the end. Mabinogi's selling point is the freedom to do whatever you want though, and that is why it's on this list. Being able to navigate the world at your own pace and do what you want as you want to do it is just so refreshing. Dragon's Nest is a free-to-play action MMORPG set in a medieval fantasy world, and like most other action MMORPGs, is instanced. Dragon's Nest has a large emphasis on combat, and it does a great job at that, with 9 classes that can branch into 2 different classes with unique playstyles and weaponry. But before you get too excited, the classes are gender-locked. That being said, it's not just another action MMORPG. It also has a great story with cutscenes and all, which is often lacking in these types of MMORPGs. In terms of graphics, Dragon's Nest is really pretty, in a simple kind of way. It's got well-detailed areas, monsters, and characters with flashy and smooth combat. Dragon's Nest is a must if you're looking for a fun action MMORPG. Closers is another action MMORPG that, once again, has yet to hit our good old western shores. Although, to clarify, it does have a confirmed western release date now, so we no longer have to ponder whether or not an English release will ever be possible. Closers is more or less a side-scrolling action MMORPG that takes you through a plethora of varying levels as you progress through its story. It doesn't have any form of character creation, but it does have a heavy amount of character customization, at least outfit-wise. Yes, there is an insane amount of costumes and outfits available in Closers, which makes for an entertaining way to pass time. Graphically, Closers looks like it was going for a very anime theme with its style and really ended up capturing the essence and feeling of a fun fantasy anime world. Coupled with its in-depth combat system, Closers is probably my favorite level-based side-scrolling action beat-em-up anime MMORPG out there. Twin Saga is the spiritual successor to Aura Kingdom. Published by Area Games, generally considered one of the best Western publishers of MMORPGs in the entire market for their totally not pay-to-win titles, and the fact that they wholeheartedly love their games, never once ever thinking to cancel any of them. Yep. Twin Twin Saga actually improves on the environmental aspects of Aura Kingdom while simultaneously making the characters look significantly more chibi, which is a letdown, as I like Aura Kingdom's character models, which isn't to say Twin Sagas are bad. They're pretty good, although there isn't much in the way of character customization. Combat in Twin Saga is tab target, which is surprisingly handled pretty well. And the fact that the ping issues aren't as prominent in Twin Saga as they are in Aura Kingdom make for a better experience overall. Overall, Twin Saga is a huge improvement over Aura Kingdom, except with regards to character models, but that's easy to get over. Ragnarok Online is the oldest MMORPG in this list, dating back to an age where MMORPGs were significantly less flashy and instead offered quite a bit more customization for its players. The sheer amount of classes in Ragnarok Online makes for an altaholic's wet dream. There are so many classes, so many advancements, and so many combinations you can match up that you'll be there forever deciding on what to play. Couple that with some of the best looking sprite graphics in an MMORPG genre, and you have a clear hit, which is no wonder it dominated the genre for so many years, and it is still actively played today. Combat is nothing fancy, but the customization offered along with the style of the game make up for it. Don't let its age fool you. Ragnarok Online is quite the MMORPG if you invest the time into it. Digimon Masters is probably one of the coolest anime-inspired MMORPGs out there. It offers a catch and train system that is similar to other MMORPGs like Riders of Icarus, Dragon's Prophet, and more, but it handles it very differently. You're given the option to both capture and train Digimon, like you would in a traditional Digimon game. Which, if you're a Digimon fan like me, this will literally be right up your alley. Digimon Masters handles the graphical style of Digimon incredibly well, making me feel as though I'm in the Digimon Data Squad anime with fantastically detailed character models and Digimon, along with real-world and fantasy environments. The combat in Digimon Master is also unique. It's not traditional turn-based, but instead you send your Digimon to fight for you using the allotted amount of skills that you're given the option of cycling through. Truly one of the more unique and more interesting titles on this list, if not purely for the fact that you are much more detached from the world and your Digimon instead takes on the enemies for you. Not to mention, it's the one that actually grows in strength as it levels. PokeMMO is, as you may have already guessed, a Pokemon-themed MMORPG. Built from the ground up around the Kanto and Hoenn regions of the game, PokeMMO takes you all the way back to when you first started playing Pokemon, back in the days when Pokemon was simple. Not that it's complicated these days by any means. Nevertheless, PokeMMO looks and feels like a traditional Pokemon game, which makes for an amazing experience if you're any kind of Pokemon fan. Traditional turn-based combat, perfectly replicated environments, the ability to party up with players and have some co-op fun, and the fact that you're actually capable of progressing through the game makes PokeMMO incredible. I honestly couldn't stop playing PokeMMO after starting, as it was too much fun. If you're not a Pokemon fan though, it may not really appeal to you. By today's standards, the combat and graphics are probably terrible, but the fact is, it's an amazing online Pokemon MMORPG. Eden Eternal looks like your typical generic anime-inspired MMORPG, but underneath it's got a class system similar to that of Maplestory and Final Fantasy XIV. In Eden Eternal, you can change your classes whenever you want, just like in Final Fantasy XIV. That's not all though. Your classes can upgrade as you level up, becoming stronger versions with more powerful skills, aka a warrior turning into a knight, or a hunter turning into a ranger. The combat in Eden Eternal is your typical tab target combat, but it's by no means boring. The skill animations and effects are very nice, and so are the graphics. Nothing like Aura Kingdom, granted, but while it has better graphics, Eden Eternal just generally plays better. Maplestory is just one of those old school MMORPGs that manages to remain relevant even in today's harsh market due to the addictability of the combat and the massive world to explore. Whilst Maplestory may be a side-scroller, and to many, going left and right as a way of travel can be boring, Maplestory does a great job at making those areas seem fun and different somehow. The classes in Maplestory work a little different than in other MMORPGs. In Maplestory, you choose your base class, and once you've reached a certain level, your class advances to the next stage, which unlocks new amazing skills that can completely change the way your class was playing initially. Addictive combat and pretty sprites isn't all though. Maplestory has the funniest NPCs and quests ever found in an MMORPG. From taking quests to make a mushroom princess smile to getting trapped on an island with a talking flower. To summarize, Maplestory is a roller coaster ride. It has its ups, it has its downs, and you may throw up, but you always enjoy the ride. Well guys, this is my list for the top anime-inspired MMORPGs. If you think I missed an MMO or you disagreed with something I said, be sure to leave a comment, as I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. As always, good day, night, or afternoon, wherever it is you are, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
We fell out of love like shooting stars came crashing down, and we're building